Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Zoom meeting. Glad to have you all on board today. We're going to talk about NEAT points, but before I do that, I want to review a little bit about what we talked about last week. Do you remember I mentioned to you about the sumo wrestler diet? I thought that was really interesting because I found a video that Greg Rex did, and I posted it on our challenge wall. Hopefully you had a chance to watch it. He mentioned the sumo wrestler diet, and it made me think, we're right on target when we're really trying to learn about our body metabolism and what we need to do to live in a healthy way and have our food be like fuel for our body. Now, on the sumo wrestler diet, hey Dixie, I see you got on. On the sumo wrestler diet, what those guys do is they wake up in the morning and they have some green tea, and in our case, we might have coffee or maybe water, but probably it's coffee or a Coke or something like that. And then we say, okay, I'm done. I'm not going to eat anymore. I'm just going to have water and sodas or diet sodas or whatever, and then I'll wait. And then when dinner time comes around, then I'll watch what I eat. Many people in the United States eat that way. You probably ate that way. I know I ate that way. It's really some stinking thinking that we have as far as how to diet. First of all, we have learned that on the challenge, we've learned through the challenge that we don't diet. Diets don't, in and of themselves, don't work anyway. What we have to learn how to do is form new healthy eating patterns so that we have a new lifestyle as opposed to being on a diet. Megan, I laughed the other day when you told us about your boss that asked you, why you wouldn't eat something that he offered to you. And you said, well, I don't want to because I'm on a diet. And so that made it be an argument all day because he said, oh, well, you don't need to be on a diet here. Eat some of this anyway. And when we tell people we're on a diet, it just kind of starts an argument or a battle, who's got the strongest will or whatever. And so we are not on a diet. We are on a healthy eating plan. And it's something that we need to do for a lifetime. Well, what these sumo wrestlers do is they start off with the green tea in the morning, and then they don't eat anything else until nighttime. And last week, I had told you to visualize that basal metabolism line. And for every one of us, that's different. Somebody asked me, said, what is my basal metabolism? It's different for everybody. It's based on your age, the rate your individual body burns fat. That has to do with how much muscle tissue you have versus how much fatty tissue you have. When you have more muscle tissue, you have a higher metabolism. When you have less muscle tissue and more fat, you have a lower metabolism. In other words, the heavier we are, the less food we need in order to hit that basal metabolism rate. It also varies according to activity. It also varies according to our age, and it's, of course, our BMI. So everybody's basal metabolism is a little different. You say, well, how do I know? Well, actually, there is a formula in Dr. A's book where you can, based on your eating patterns and your lifestyle and your BMI and all this stuff, you can calculate. And that really is something that we probably all should do eventually. Once you reach a healthy weight, is you ought to calculate what that BMI is, what that basal metabolism rate is, and that will help you pick how many calories you get to eat and stay below, in that basal metabolism range so that you won't gain weight. Some people, once they lose their weight, they maintain their weight on 1,500 calories a day. That's all they can eat. Other people may have 2,400 calories a day. It's totally different for every single person based on your basal metabolism and based on your fat to muscle ratio or your BMI. The more muscle tissue you have, the more calories your body can consume and not turn it to fat. But what those wrestlers do is they don't eat anything all day, and then at nighttime they have a meal and they eat about 5,000 calories, so it's way up here. Well, what does your body do with any calories that's over the basal metabolism? It stores it as fat. 10,000 years ago, that's what hunters and gatherers did. Whenever they would get an animal or they would have a lot of food, they'd eat everything they could eat. They'd eat it all. and their body would store that excess as fat. Well, that was a good thing, because back then there were times when they couldn't get any food at all, and so their body had to live off the fat that it had. Well, the difference is nowadays we don't ever have one of those fasting stages. Food's too easy to come by. All we have to do to get a food is pick up the phone and tell the pizza man to deliver us a pizza, or stop by a drive-in and roll our window, roll the window down. We don't even have to crank it anymore. We just punch the little button and the window goes down. We don't use any calories to get food. So food is much more plentiful. So when we eat it, it's more than we need. And so what does our body do? It stores it. So think about that. Oops, I've got the wrong paper. Think about that sumo wrestler. The next time you think you're going to skip a meal, well, I'm not hungry, so I'm not going to have my little 3 o'clock fueling. Or I'm not hungry, so I'm not going to have my 10 or 10:30 fueling. I'm going to skip it. Or I don't want to eat breakfast because I'm not hungry. That is the beginning of a fat cycle. So we want to get ourselves to thinking about not being on a sumo wrestler diet, instead of being on a healthy habit fueling system. Our body needs fuel, just like a car needs fuel. If you run out of fuel with your car will stop. If you run out of fuel when you're a human being, which none of us really ever do, we get headaches, we get lethargic, we can be, when people get anorexic and stuff like that, their body tissues their body can actually eat their body tissues. Not fueling is just not something we can do to live on. So the question is, how do we find a healthy fueling? Well, what we've come up with in the healthy habit system is the best way to fuel is about 5 to 6 small meals a day, which that works out to be about every 2.5 to 3 hours. We need a small meal. Now, what you do is you take the total number of calories on your food plan. And those of us that are doing MetaFast, we probably get eating our 5 MetaFast meals and a lean and green about 1,000 calories a day. Someone else may be on a 1,200 calorie a day diet, or a 1,500 calorie a day diet, or however many calories you are consuming to help you lose weight. Here's the reason why you want to divide those calories up into 5 or 6 fuelings a day to be able to have a target for the day. If you take those 1,000 calories or 1,200 calories or 1,500 calories or whatever you're consuming, so that you can have less calories than your body's using, and you can create that gap and you can burn fat for fuel. That's what we're striving for when we're losing weight. Divide those calories by 5 or 6 fuelings to make your target for the day. Another golden rule to remember when you're dividing those calories up is never skip breakfast. Always start your day with one of your biggest fuelings. And if you're looking at some kind of any kind of healthy eating plan, about 300 calories is probably a good ballpark figure for that breakfast. And then your 100 calorie fueling, and then 300, 400 calorie lunch, and then 100 calorie fueling, and then a 400 calorie dinner. The best thing to do, that many people say, is have most of your calories in the morning, and then as you get closer to the nighttime, taper those calories off. You really are supposed to fast. We are really supposed to fast when we sleep. And if we make our calories go this way, where we have just a little bit of breakfast and then we're adding calories and eating our biggest meal at night, we don't sleep as well, because our body is having to metabolize those calories when our body ought to be resting. So think about that. Another reason why I want you to think about dividing your calories into 5 or 6 fuelings a day is because of a study that started back in 1996, I think, somewhere in the 1990s. Dr. Rena Wing from Brown University and Dr. James Hill of the University of Colorado began their study, here it is, in 1996, and they have thousands of participants. It's called the National Weight Control Registry. And what this study did, it's not about dieting. What this study did is it studied the habits of people who have lost over 50 pounds and kept it off for over 5 years. Now, that was back in the 90s. Now, here we are in 2015, and I went to the website today when I was preparing what we were going to talk about tonight, and I noticed that the National Weight Control Registry now, in order to be a part of it and to be a part of that study, you only have to lose 30 pounds, but you still have to keep it off for a year. So this is not a study about diets or dieting or losing weight. It's a study about healthy habits. And what does it take to maintain a healthy lifestyle? Well, anyway, Dr. Wing and Dr. Hill studied these people who had lost over 50 pounds and kept it off for over 5 years. And these are the 5 behaviors that they discovered. The people who lost the weight and kept it off always ate breakfast. They started their day fueling their body with breakfast. Another thing they have in common is exercise. They move their bodies. That does not mean they went to the gym. Some did, but some walked their dogs, some went dancing, some rode bicycles, some went on walk on the beach. There's all move. They get out of their chair and they move. They're not sedentary. The third thing they all have in common is support. Like we have here on the challenge, like if you have family members who are on board with you and supporting you, it makes it so much easier to live a healthy lifestyle. The fourth thing that they had in common is all of these people who lost over 50 pounds and kept it off for over 5 years ate low fat and lean. They didn't eat no fat. It wasn't a no fat diet. That wasn't what it takes. It's low fat and lean. So what we're doing is they're learning how to make choices where they are doing what our lean and green is, what we teach on the challenge, which is, a 4, 5, 6, 7 ounce portion of chicken, fish, or beef, and then a low glycemic vegetable with it. And once you get to your weight loss and you start eating starches, when you eat your starches, you eat the lower end of the protein or the lower end of the vegetables to balance out that starch. It doesn't mean we're not ever going to have starches, but we're going to balance our intake. We're not going to overdo starches. We're not going to have potatoes and bread and wine all the same meal. If we do, we're probably going to gain weight. Instead, we learn to make choices. And we have the potato or the bread or the wine, and then a lean choice to go with it. Like if you're going to have a potato, you have salad and chicken, If you're going to have beef, you're going to go with salad and broccoli or green beans or asparagus or something like that. Low fat and lean, 5 to 6 times a day. The fifth thing that they have in common, these people in this study, in the National Weight Control Registry, is that they had individualized plans. Everybody wasn't on a special diet. Everybody wasn't on Weight Watchers. Everybody wasn't on Metafast. Everybody wasn't on Nutrisystem. Everybody isn't on anything. It's individualized. It doesn't matter what eating plan you choose. As long as you divide your calories into 5 to 6 fuelings a day and you drink water and you move your body, you're going to lose weight. But they had their individualized plan. And the last thing that they all had in common was they monitored their weight loss. In other words, once you have gotten down to your healthy weight, you want to make sure, even if you don't want to, you got to make sure that you're going to weigh at least once a week, and you're going to record it and we're going to journal it. We talked about that before, the importance of, if you want to weigh every day, that's your business, but once a week, journal it. Once a week, write it down so that you'll see a chart so you can see a trend. If this is your weight, here's what you want to see through every week. It might be a half a pound or it might be 4 pounds, but you want to see that weight trending down. If you're weighing every day, you can't see that. So just do it. If you want to weigh every day, fine, but write it down in your journal once a week. Now, the interesting thing about this is that when you eat breakfast and have exercise and support and low fat and lean and an individualized plan and monitor, you have Be Slim. That's where Dr. Anderson got Be Slim from. It's from the National Weight Control Registry and those 6 healthy habits that all of those thousands of people proved that they used based on the study that Dr. Rena Wing did. So it Oh, look, there's a cat. I thought you had a dog, Jonathan, and you're out walking your dog. Now you got a cat too. Anyway.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
I have both, a dog and a cat.
Okay. So now we're going to move on to the thing that I really want to talk about today and make sure that you understand is NEAT, getting NEAT points. NEAT stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And what that means is it's the amount of calories our body needs to survive, to move, to be. We burn NEAT calories. In other words, NEAT calories are the kind of calories that our body uses for life. For example, breathing, believe it or not, that takes calories. Walking, bending, stretching, resistance, moving, all of those things are NEAT calories. It's a NEAT calorie if the phone rings, and instead of sitting down and cranking up your recliner, instead, when the phone rings, we stand up. And while we're talking, we walk around the room. That's NEAT activities. It's non-exercise thermogenesis. We're burning calories by doing nothing. And I love it. If it weren't for NEAT, I probably wouldn't get many calories burned. But anyway, it's really good to know this. Now, the NEAT activities actually cover the entire range of muscles in our bodies. But you have to be aware that you're doing them. And you might want to take a pen or a pencil if you don't already know about this thermogenesis, because you might want to take a little note about this. There are 4 S's that we include with our NEAT activities. One is stance. Whenever you're standing up cooking, or you're standing up talking on the phone, or you're standing up talking to their friends over the fence or whatever, be aware of your posture. What is your stance? Are you slumped over, leaning in, all bent over? Are you standing up? Do you have your belly sucked in? You're trying to touch your belly to your tailbone? You squeezing your buttocks? You lifting your rib cage? Do you have that stance, that posture? That's something that we can work on whether we're driving our car. We can work on our posture when we're walking, when we're sitting, instead of slumping down. Even if you're watching TV, when we watch TV, we want to be aware of the fact, and we want to suck our stomach in and suck our butt in and tighten our thighs. And that's 2, 3, 4, count to 10 and let it go. So that is NEAT activities. Another S, the second S of your NEAT activities, is standing. And I've kind of talked about that already, standing instead of sitting. So regardless of what you're doing, if you do it standing up, you're going to be burning more calories than if you're sitting. The third S that we want to remember in NEAT exercises is strolling. Notice that I'm not saying that you've got to jog or run or walk fast or sweat even though that's better for you. But we are helping our body, and we're doing healthy things when we stroll, when we move, when we walk. Anywhere we want to go, we can walk. I went to Bridge today. I had a choice of taking the car, taking the golf cart, or walking. So it was a NEAT activity because I walked there. I didn't walk fast. I didn't want to get all sweaty and dirty because I was fixing to go play bridge. I just strolled, but it was a NEAT activity, and it made me feel good that I did it. The fourth S that we want to remember is stairs. And the stairs, excuse me, there's 5 S's. I just messed up. But anyway, the stairs is the fourth one. And that's like anytime you are at a place where you can take the stairs, it's better. Don't take an elevator when you're in an office building. Take the stairs. If you're at a hospital, take the stairs. Wherever you are, if you're in a school or wherever you can find stairs and you have a choice, always take the stairs and not the elevator. Didn't you love that I think it was on The Challenge where we saw the video where the people danced on the stairs and they took the stairs instead of the escalator because it played music. Okay, well, sing your own dadgum song. Take the stairs. And you'll be better for it. It's a healthy habit. The 5th S, and the one that I left off my notes, but thank goodness I remembered it, is Samba. And one of the things on The Challenge that a lot of times they tell us to do is to put on some music. And Samba is move to a rhythm. I don't know if you've ever done this or not, but when I used to do housework, I am so I'm so bad. I even hire somebody to clean my house now. But anyway, when I do, I put on music and it makes me work faster. And I move my body more, and I even sway a little more, and it seems like I get the work done faster. So put on the music whenever you're going to do any housework and move to the music. Couple of months ago, one of the girls that was on the challenge with us did that. She said that every time her cell phone rang, she had some kind of music that played on her cell phone, and it reminded her to get up and dance before she answered the phone. And you know, everybody thought she was an idiot, but she is anyway. So she's an idiot anyway. She's funny. She does stuff like that. But her phone would ring. She'd get up and dance. That's the samba. So we're stance. Stance is our posture. Standing is we get up. Strolling is that we walk when we move. Stairs, take the stairs whenever you can. And samba, put on the music and move. Tap your feet. You know, have you ever seen people that just don't ever sit still? They'll sometimes just shake their foot when they have their legs crossed. Everything's popping and they're going. Would you believe they're burning calories and you're not? Because they're moving. It is a neat activity, non-exercise thermogenesis. N-E-A, activity thermogenesis. And then there is another one. How many S's is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got stance, standing, strolling, stairs, and samba. And there's also switch. And switch is change in activity. Like, for example, if you usually have a dishwasher, a couple of times a week, wash your dishes by hand. If you are sweeping, instead of the vacuum cleaner, sweep. Instead of using the blower outside when you're blowing off your patio, use a broom and sweep the leaves off your patio. That's a, what do you call it? That's a vicious cycle. When we do that here, because the wind is always blowing, and I'll sweep them and they'll blow right back on me. But it's still, that's a neat activity. Non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So that's my lesson for tonight. We want to have a healthy fueling system. We want to determine about how many calories we want to have per day in order to lose weight or maintain weight, whichever our case may be. If you can figure out your basal metabolism, that'd be great. If you have Dr. A's book, it's in there, how to do it. There's like a little formula. It takes forever, but at least it'd be a good thing for you to know. Divide your calories into 5 or 6 fuelings a day. Try to make your fuelings at the beginning of the day more than your fuelings at the end of the day. Drink 68, 80 ounces of water a day. Do neat activities. And when you can, get an exercise program. And a lot of y'all already done that. Recumbent bikes, stationary bikes, treadmills, the little things that we clip on that tell us how many steps we've taken. That's great. It's all great because we're moving our body. So it's not just about, you know, having to have a trainer and go to the gym. I don't know how much time we have left. I don't have a watch on me, so I just want to say I didn't get it. Megan, you got you're muted yourself. Can you mute back on and tell us something an aha moment that you had this week, or if you have any questions about anything we've talked about tonight? Nothing like putting you on the spot.
No aha. That's all right. No aha moments.
No.
But except for that, I told you I took that health assessment.
Your
and
assessment.
it says and that made me mad.
Yeah. Well, I don't know you that well, but I know you pretty good from the several challenges that we've been on. And what I know about you is that you are just almost a little bit on the perfectionist side, and you don't want to give yourself any credit for when you're answering those questions, and you're probably too hard on yourself. That's my bet, because you would have to be almost either an anorexic or an alcoholic in order to score as low as you did. And I know you're not. And so cut yourself a little slack and don't worry about it. I put on there, yes, I did my exercise today, but there's some days I do more than others. But what you think is like, well, I didn't run a mile, so I really didn't exercise today. You forget about the NEAT, and you forget about, yeah, you do. You're just way too hard on yourself. Are you eating?
Yes.
Are you eating 5 to 6 times a day? Breaking your calories up 5 to 6 times a day. Are you drinking water?
Yes.
Are you eating low fat and lean? Do you start every day with breakfast?
Yes. Medifast.
Well, that's good. It's balanced nutrition. It's real good. It's 100 calories. It's right there. That's all you need. That's good. You broke your fast. Anyway,
All right.
your score, there's no way your score is that low. No way. I did try to call health services for you because I wanted to see if they could go back and find your answers, and they couldn't. They don't they don't track that. And so next time you take it, you know how to do print screen. Since they don't let you file, they don't let you print it. Before you go from page to page, do a print screen. So we'll at least have a recording of it. And that way I can talk to you about it after you're done. Okay. Anybody else? How about you, Jackie? Got anything to share? Oh, Jackie, there she is.
There, I'm here. Yeah. I think I've done so amazingly well on this trip because I haven't got anything to eat with us. It's because there's options.
Yeah.
It's terrible. But all good. It's all good. Nothing to share other than
to go on vacation and lose a pound. I mean, that's congratulations. That's just awesome.
Actually, I've lost more than a pound. And
Fabulous.
actually, I hit my goal today.
She doesn't have
So I've got to be just really careful now. And
yeah.
What's this? What was that?
Oh, you were cutting out, and I just said you didn't have a good Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
That's traveling. I fretted about you and worried about you when you were parking in the Walmart parking lot, especially after the thing in Waco where there was all these gangs were fighting on motorcycle gangs, and about a whole bunch of people got killed. And I went, Jackie, stay out of that Walmart parking lot. Oh, you be careful, girl.
Well, that's why we got up at 4 o'clock and left. It was like I couldn't the dream. So actually, I was so exhausted by the time we got here, and we said we weren't going to do that, but we couldn't find an RV park that had room for us, and I didn't make reservations there. Yeah, so it's all.
Well, that'll learn you.
I know.
Jonathan, it's good to see you online. Unmute yourself and tell us what's going on with you.
I'm going to hang up because I don't have a good connection. So
Okay.
bye, y'all.
Bye, and you also gotta go eat, and you don't want to wait too late. Eat skinny.
No, we don't, and we're on Pacific time, so it's already late.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Thanks for joining us. Jonathan, how's it going?
Good.
You look good. Your face looks skinnier.
Well, thank you.
Oh, look here. We got 10 minutes, so we're okay.
We got 10 minutes, yeah. The biggest thing, like I've been talking about on the posting, is just that we got a dog a week ago, and he's not like he's one of these. He's a pug beagle mix, and he likes to walk a lot.
Wonderful.
And so I've been walking 3-4 times a day for 20 minutes, and that's more walking than I've ever done.
That dog is going to wind up being a real blessing for you.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to get you out of the chair.
It does.
It's awesome. And out of the car.
At 6:15 in the morning.
Fantastic. Make sure you take a bottle of water with you, and that way you're killing 2 good habits at a time.
But it's good. It's mentally good too.
Yes.
That's what's made me more happy even than maybe the physical. Is it just makes you feel better.
Fabulous. Well, you're looking good.
Well, thank you.
Miss Dixie, you have anything to share? Any questions from anything we talked about tonight?
Where do I get that book you're talking about?
Oh, Dr. A's Habits of Health. You can get it on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
And you can buy it used or whatever. Now, I have the ebook. I think I sent you the link to the ebook that he has, but I'm not sure that the ebook, I didn't send it to you.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Let me make myself a note to send the link to Dr. A's ebook. I know I sent it to somebody. I thought it was you. It may be in his ebook, which he lets you download for free off his website. All you have to do is give him your email address, and he will not write you or send you a bunch of email or any of that kind of stuff. It's not that. It's just he doesn't want it to be indiscriminately downloaded. So
Right.
you have to at least give him your name and email address, and then you get the link to download it. And it may be in there. Just look through the index of it and see basal metabolism. But the book that it's in is the first book he wrote, which is Dr. A's Habits of Health. It's like 400 pages. He's condensed it a lot more in a couple other books and still has a lot of good information. But Dr. A's Habits of Health is what it's our coaching Bible. And it has a wonderful index. So you can, all the stuff that you see on the challenge, the 100-calorie fueling plans and NEAT and all of that stuff is in that book. It's really, really good.
Yeah, I've had a struggle this week with the wants. Ooh, I want something, you know. So today is better.
Good.
Right. But I get my 10,000 steps in every day.
And that is huge. That is just such a good habit. And I'm so excited. Yeah, I heard that you sisters are challenging each other. Can't beat that.
Right on.
Keep up the good work. Hi, Debbie. Debbie, unmute. She's trying. There you go.
Hi.
Hi. You have any questions about anything we talked about tonight, or anything that you want to share with the group?
Not really. I do weigh every day, but I'm gonna start writing it down. Get a certain day and pick it and write it down every day. Every week.
That is especially true for you, since you're so close to maintenance. It is the best way to monitor your weight. You really can't get a true picture of what your weight really is when you weigh every day, because women's weight fluctuates so much.
It does.
So go ahead and weigh every day, because you're in that habit, but just record it once a week. If you didn't learn anything else on this challenge, that was a valuable thing for you to learn. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Keep up the good work. Is that Lee? Hey, Lee. Can you unmute yourself and say hey to us? He's trying. You're still muted.
There we go.
You are.
That's better.
Hey, it's great to see you online. I'm Donna. It's nice to meet you. I recognized you from your picture on the challenge page.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, do you have any questions about anything we talked about tonight, or do you have any comments in general about the challenge or about your journey?
Well, this is my third challenge now. This has been the most difficult one for me.
Oh, why is that?
Well, I've had a lot of stress going on lately.
Okay.
And so it doesn't seem like I'm following the things I should be doing,
Okay.
onto the morning, because I'm preoccupied with other things,
Gotcha.
And I continue to fall off the wagon a little bit with my eating,
Mhm. Right.
just because I have to do something,
Right. I gotcha. Stress will certainly do that to you, and it wears down our willpower.
Mm-hmm.
And so many of us who have struggled with being overweight and with obesity use food as a crutch. When we're happy, we celebrate with it. When we're sad or depressed, we comfort ourselves with it.
Yep.
And so food just becomes the crutch that we go to. My recommendation, and what I try to do, is when I get those munchies, when I know I don't want to eat, I want to have ice cream instead of a brown, a Medifast meal replacement or whatever, something healthy for me. The first thing I do before I reward myself is drink a bottle of water. That gives me time to think about it. It also gives me time to say, is this really what I want? Do I really want to eat that ice cream, or do I want to lose a pound this week? Sometimes the ice cream wins, but more times than not, taking that, for me, it's drinking the water. Find whatever it will be for you that you're going to do to make you stop and think, to really make a decision about, do you really want to break your, do you really want to do that? I mean, the whole reason we're trying to get healthy, lose weight and get healthy is because we want to live longer. We don't want to be sick. And then so what do? We do things that make us sick when we're sad or depressed or even when we're happy. So for me, it's drinking water. Think about something that'll work for you. I drink that bottle of water. I think about it. And if I have the munchies, usually I'm through with it because by the time I'm drinking that water, I'm done anyway. And so I don't have to do it. Maybe you could think about that this week, Lee, and say, you know, before I stress out and eat off plan, I'm going to drink a bottle of water first. Try it and see if it helps you any.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Well,
Okay.
you know, it's been a lot of challenges since it's been 9 months since I had my heart surgery. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the anniversary of that coming up too. That's like going, oh my God,
Yeah.
how did that happen? You know.
Yeah.
But
Well,
anyway.
if nothing else, you've got a great big why. If you've
Yeah.
had heart surgery, you've got a great big why. Why do I want to lose weight? Why do I want to get healthy? Because I don't want to have another heart attack.
Oh, absolutely.
So, you know, you've got a real big reason to drink that bottle of water instead of to eat something that's going to make you sick again so that you have a heart attack. So what great motivation that is for you. I
Right.
didn't know that you had that surgery, and you take care of yourself.
Oh, I will. I had a quadruple.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, look at you. 9 months later, you're looking good.
Well, there you go.
You're
Yeah.
alive.
I'm looking forward to August 1st. That's the anniversary date. So
Fabulous. Congratulations. Keep up the good work. And
Thanks.
for you for making the effort to do healthy things to help you live a fuller, more healthy life. Good for you.
no, absolutely.
Hey, Lynette.
Hey,
How you doing, girl?
I'm doing good.
Well, we're running out of time, so I want to give you a real quick howdy and tell us if you have any questions or any comments about the challenge this week.
But this is the hardest challenge for me as well. I'm having a difficult time staying focused on it. I don't know why. Maybe I just need to take a break or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on maintenance and I kind of got lazy and gained 2 now.
Ooh, uh-huh.
Yeah, it happens. So now I'm
Yep.
back on the plan.
Good. At least you have
One
one.
day to gain 2, it's going to take me a week to take it off.
That's what makes me so mad. It's so easy to gain it and so hard to take it off. But
One
that's,
day, 2 pounds,
That's
1
right.
week to take it off.
yeah, that's right. But good for you, though. Keep up the good work.
Love the Zooms. Keep them up. Please
Oh,
do.
well, thank you. Mary Jo, can you unmute and just at least say howdy to us? And if you have any comments or any questions about anything we talked about tonight. I can't hear.
I was like, no, can't unmute. Forget it.
We got you.
All righty. No, I don't have any questions. I get an excess of NEAT 5 days a week in my work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very active. I've got almost 19,000 steps today.
Oh, is your job? Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
just enjoy your posts so much. And just on just this challenge